Our reporting on a suspected gravesite mix-up and alleged undignified treatment of a Hyattsville family at a Maryland Veterans Cemetery has sparked some significant reaction. A state investigation was launched yesterday, and while all this goes on, you've been talking to us about the Maryland Veterans Cemetery at Cheltenham. Scott Broom is keeping all of us informed on the situation there.
Well, the complaints from this family are heartbreaking.
I need to know.
Let's start with 72-year-old U.S. Marine veteran Skip Giddens, who really choked up on his emotions, telling me about his wife Linta, who was buried at Cheltenham January 2nd. But Skip now questions whether she's in the grave officials say she's in, and he wants it uncovered to be sure.
I would be with Linta.
And you don't know where she is?
No. And every day it's upsetting to not know.
This place is supposed to be about dignity for people who served and
Right.
their family. Did you feel a sense of dignity
No.
that day?
No.
And they told us that we all had to go away and come back an hour later.
Skip's son, Chris Teagarten, explained the family was rushed through a brief commitment ceremony at Cheltenham's chapel. He says they were given only 7 minutes and then told they could not witness the actual burial. Chris went out into the cemetery anyway, too late to see his mother be buried.
This is where I walked to. Her flowers from her casket were right here. Her temporary marker was not of her name. It was over at the complete opposite end, one row back.
Teagarten says he questioned workers who he claims then switched markers around and then told him to go to the office to request a change of cemetery records.
I have zero confidence, especially after watching them swap these temporary markers around and trying to have me go back to the office to have her paperwork changed.
Contrast the complaints with what's supposed to happen according to the website of the Maryland Department of Veterans Affairs. Families get 20 minutes for commitment ceremonies, not 7, and, quote, the family may accompany the remains of their loved one to the assigned burial site and view the interment from the roadside where their safety can be assured. On Facebook, viewers reacted, quote, we too were not allowed to witness the actual burial, which was odd to me, wrote one viewer. Never felt at peace with that, wrote another. The Giddens family says if they hadn't have been rushed through the commitment ceremony and if they'd been allowed to witness the burial from a safe distance away from heavy equipment and uneven ground like the policies say, there wouldn't be any questions.
And I am upset.
Now Skip says only excavating the grave to confirm his wife's unique purple casket is where cemetery officials say it is will be the only thing that will ease his tortured mind. Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
Maryland Secretary of Veterans Affairs George Owings III has ordered an investigation. Mr. Giddens' son told us the secretary indicated there may be some video that will help them confirm that Linta Giddens was buried in the correct location. Secretary Owings said he couldn't talk to us right now because the investigation is not complete.